back to his name. He just tweeted right away.
Alright,
The first
so
thing
we're
fucking Donald Trump did was
listening to these fuckers.
start a fucking project.
I don't know.
Right?
Let's to this
Through
guy say
AI and fucking healthcare, like a
Alright.
$500 billion fucking project.
Oh, right.
has
With
no
the
idea what he's
OpenAI
talking-
CEO, Sam Altman,
He
and
has no idea
Oracle
what he's
CEO,
talking
and
about. He
well, I think
has-
probably Elon Musk was behind that in some shape or form, or at least urged him to do that.
That's what I mean,
He has,
right?
he has
Like,
no idea what he's
how
talking
the
about.
fuck are you
Elon
gonna
hates
sit there and say he
OpenAI and has
cares
nothing to
about
do with
everything
them.
that you do, or cares about the people and shit like
He has
that.
he has no
when
idea what he's
He
talking
took
about.
Big Pharma and gave it like steroids.
Yeah.
Well, if you think about it, I mean,
big
there
business
are.
people don't care, give a shit about the fucking people, dude. I hate to say
But if you
to
think about it, like in a positive way, right? Like, look, there's so many medical records out there
They're
for
low
different
info
people,
as
right?
hell,
Through
dude.
different ailments, different cancers,
There's
different
so many
diseases, and
medical
these
records
hospitals,
and
these medical centers
hospitals,
maintain
these
all these
medical
medical
centers
records.
maintain all these
So what if you
medical
take all these
records? What if you
medical
take
records
all-
and feed them into AI, and then AI figures out what worked, what didn't work, all these different scenarios, so you don't even have to do randomized studies or testing anymore. You can basically feed all of that live data into AI, and then AI can figure out, oh, well, this worked, this didn't work. Maybe,
Look at
now,
this fucking
it'll
retard.
give you a
Look
formula
at
for a
this fucking
vaccine that'll
retard,
cure cancer, right? Based on data that you feed it.
This
Because
dude-
there's no way in hell
this
that
dude
humans
just
can
blowing
sift through that
smoke out
much
of-
data. You could basically pump that through a computer, and then it'll tell you, like,
he does
this is the
no
vaccine
work.
that's going to cure
This guy's
this
a
type of
fucking
cancer.
traffic
Are
cop.
you sure about
This
that? Because
this
you're
guy's a
telling me that-
fucking
you're
traffic
telling me
cop.
that human beings cannot sift through that much data.
This dude's
But
a
yet,
traffic
why
cop.
is an
This-
AI trying to be like a human
Oh my
being
god, dude!
so
I'm
much?
gonna live forever. I'm gonna live forever.
Well, I
listening
mean,
to this
there
shit.
are.
I'm gonna live for
Well, I
fucking
mean,
ever,
it's
dude.
not trying to be like a human being. It's an accessory to
It's
a
an
human being. It's
accessory.
supplemental, right? It's a tool that we're
It's
using
a neural
to
network, you fucking
calculate
retard.
data
Holy
faster.
shit,
That's
you're
really what
retarded.
computers are for, right?
Justin, let me ask you this. What you're describing,
Yes.
you wouldn't want. You're talking about black boxing the human body. That's super dangerous. What you really want is a complete simulation of the human body. Not you don't want AI to measure the inputs and outputs. If you black box health, you're going to have really dangerous results.
Bro,
Holy
why would
shit,
you-
cops talking about
Well, yeah, I mean, it's
PhD
difficult for a machine to
PhD
holistically
poached
look at a human being as
fucking 20 years
spiritual,
plus years of experience.
mental, physical, all
CIA
the different
born and
components
bred
of human, right?
fucking
The machine is only
cracked
looking
out
at,
science shit, and they're
raw
like,
data,
yeah.
right? And they're not really thinking about the spiritual component of it, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, there is a possibility where you
It's
could use AI to
4:26
enhance
p.m. on
medicine,
the on
right?
the
I
East
mean,
Coast,
by-
and these
based on
people
looking
are
at,
on Discord
empirical
talking.
evidence.
I don't think
And
so.
they're
And I'm
talking
talking
about
as a software
work.
engineer, and I do automation too. Just because you just can't. I mean, AI.
I'm a software
AI is
engineer. I do
fine when you just
automation.
look at the inputs and outputs.
I
That's why
make
it's so good at
Selenium.
simple
I
tasks,
make
right?
Selenium
Like
test
if you wanted
case.
to like figure out a spreadsheet
I
or
write
something, it
Selenium
can learn it.
script.
They can look at the inputs and outputs. But
I
there's
write
so
Selenium
many
scripts.
infinite chemical combinations going on inside the body. I would argue, once you have a simulation, you don't need the AI. And what you really want is a simulation. And keep in mind, we don't have that. We don't even actually fully understand how nutrition works and digestion. So
Yeah.
it'd be great. Trust me, that's what I want. And that's a good metric, by the way. If you want to know if society, humanity as a whole, understands a subject, the first question is, can they simulate it in a computer? So I know, like, people like to pick on weathermen, but like we can simulate the weather. It's just weather's
The
unpredictable.
weathermen are fucking idiots compared to nowadays, dude. They're dumb
Sure.
compared to what weather says.
Well,
We don't
it's not
even
that
need them.
You're memeing. It's not that they're dumb. It's just that weather's unpredictable because there's no guarantee that a
Doesn't even know
cloud
the correct
will or will
name
not
of
drop
it.
the
And
rain.
why do we have a weatherman if
He doesn't
the
even
weather
know what a
does what it wants?
meteorologist is.
Yeah, I know.
They
But
have
they're
an
present-
input, they have an input of
people demand-
information.
Present the data.
These
That's
people
literally
are,
Yeah.
like,
these
They present
people
the
are
likelihood.
politics
That's what they
bros,
present.
dude.
Well,
They're
that's, why
like,
it always
yeah,
gets,
man.
that's why it always gets more accurate the closer to the event.
I like reading.
Yes.
I
Well,
like
like,
reading.
you know,
Trump,
back to
I like
medicine, right?
reading
If you take
pictures.
AI
I like
and you
looking
feed
at
it the
pictures of
results
Trump's
of
face because
1,000
I'm a
different
faggot
studies
and closeted
for
faggot
treating
with text on it,
a
and him
particular
looking
type
like a
of cancer,
hard ass
and you
motherfucker.
feed it that information, and you say, can you extrapolate based on all these studies what method worked the best to achieve the best patient
This
outcome,
dude's coming back.
and it'll
And that's
tell
just
you.
faster statistics, isn't
That-
it? I mean,
That's
we've
just
already
faster
been through that.
statistics, right?
Yeah, and
He has no
unfortunately,
idea
most
what
of these
it- he has
studies are
no
actually
idea what
vastly flawed.
machine
I wouldn't.
learning is.
I'll put it this way: I wouldn't take that health advice. I wouldn't take it
This fucking
You'll-
dude. This
because
fucking guy,
so many
dude.
studies are flawed. Like, look, you want to give me a
This
perfect
fucking
example,
guy.
and you'll disagree with it. The biggest lie ever told:
I'm
that
a
saturated
for
fat's
fucking
bad for
ever,
you.
man.
That's a complete lie. We know that for a fact now.
Saturated
fat is bad for
saturated
you.
fat, you mean like seed oils?
No, saturated fat,
He
like what
just
you get
said
from meat.
he's like
Oh
he's
yeah,
like
no, that's
he's
very
like
good for you.
seed
Yeah,
oil.
It's very good.
Listen to
So,
him.
okay,
Did
I'm
you see
glad
how
you
he
know
said
that.
that?
So
He's
here's
like,
the
Yeah,
problem.
yeah, man,
Doesn't
Uses
he
the-
get how many
seed
hundreds of
carbs in
studies
the-
claim
saturated
that
fat
and
with
make this
seed
fake
oils.
connection that
Oh
saturated
yeah,
fat
I
causes
know
strokes?
about that.
So this is the problem with
but
studies;
that's
they're all
because
flawed.
of
My mom
food
talks to
companies.
me about
That's
that.
Yeah.
because of food companies, and they want to profit. They want to
Yeah.
capitalize off of these seed oils. So obviously, their competition
Sugar.
is saturated.
I
Right?
heard
Yeah.
Joe
Yeah.
Rogan
That's what I'm
talk
saying. You
about
don't
this.
want.
I'm an
You
It's the
don't
expert.
bread
want
around the
health
meat that hurts you.
studies
Yep.
I
because they're
listened
full of
to
lies.
I listened to
That's
a,
what I mean.
a
Hate lies.
35-minute
If you
lecture,
address-
which is more than a 10-minute
Bro,
YouTube
I don't
video,
get
so I
this
know
shit,
all
Whoever's
about
talking, you're
seed
super
oils.
quiet.
And it
Like you're like
wasn't
1 out of
even
10.
just a lecture.
If
It was an
people are
interactive
fucking
live
over here,
broadcast.
they're just like, oh, Donald Trump's here for our health, and he just like took fucking big pharma and like gave it fucking steroids, right? Super juiced that bitch. Do you think that's good for you, or is he just trying to profit off fucking the human?
I mean, it's kind of like half evil, half good,
Now
because
he's
there
a
are things that big pharma does that helps people. Like for example, I have really bad acid reflux, GERD, and there's absolutely nothing I can do to fucking keep the acid down. And pharma companies produce a drug called PPI, proton pump inhibitor, and I have to take it every day, and it helps me. If I don't take it, I'll literally die because like my esophagus is going to be deteriorated from all the sulfuric acid.
What would be
Right.
nice is if there was some kind of
Wrong acid,
repercussions, like they could
hydrochloric acid.
actually
Right,
I'd say
hydrochloric.
GERD,
Yeah.
bruh.
yeah, because they have like impunity, don't they?
They have impunity.
What's
Basically,
that?
they have mostly like that get out of jail free card big pharma. They can't really be prosecuted.
What do you
Say
mean?
they
Well,
do
they
something
are.
negligent
For certain things. For certain things, like for COVID, for example, the vaccine, I think that's all government backed, mostly government backed. So you can't really, there's no repercussions. You can't sue a pharma company for any bad side effects from the COVID vaccine, for example. And I think there's other.
right. I think
But
that's
they can
what,
always-
I
they
think
can
it's
always what
generally the
happened to
case
the
with most of
CEO.
their stuff, if not all their stuff. I could be a little ignorant to this, but
It wasn't even a vaccine. I don't know why.
Okay, let's not go down this route, please.
flu shot.
Let's
It was
not.
like no different than the flu shot. Worse
Well,
because you have to take 4
let's
look
not do
what
COVID.
happened
Let's not do
to one
COVID,
It was
fucking
please.
just a
healthcare
flu
CEO.
shot. It
That
wasn't
could
a
happen to
vaccine.
another. It ain't gonna stop there. I'm sorry. It ain't gonna stop there. When people are upset like this, they will
Yeah.
do some fucking crazy shit.
Mhm.
When you got somebody who's fucking just lost everything or something bad crazy happened to them, they will do some fucking crazy shit.
Don't
If
you
they
love how
have
Bill
to.
Gates is like, there's a 15-20% chance of another pandemic within the next 4 years, he said recently. It's like, okay, where you coming up with that, buddy? What do you know?
There's a
I've had
He
personal
said every
family
there's
50
a
friends.
years or
viral
so.
disease
No, Bill Gates
every
said
2
there's a
years,
15 to
buddy.
20% chance that we'll see
There's
another
been-
worldwide pandemic
There's
within the
been an
next 4 years.
outbreak
He's
every
planning-
Oh,
2
yeah, he's
years
planning it now?
since ever.
Exactly.
To go-
It's like,
to
why
go
would
back
you like?
to-
That's not
It usually
random.
just
I would
gets
hope. Like, why
contained.
would
No,
you
but,
do
like,
that?
Back to the point of like pharma being put on steroids by Trump, I think that yes, they are known for doing evil because they do some of their work for profit. But I can tell you personally that I have certain friends and
Some
family
do.
who have benefited from chemotherapy, right? Who now are alive because of it, right? So they do create some things that are very good for humanity, right?
No,
So it's
certainly
kind of
it's a
like
necessary evil.
the necessary
It's
evil.
He's
also-
an oncologist. Rage
It's also a
is an
good point since
oncologist
we
too.
already
But-
talked about AI.
is
I
an
want to shift back to
oncologist.
AI. In the presentation, you said it about the early vaccination against cancer patients. Does anybody know if it is already tested, or is that really true, or is it just a vision of potential
After his
for the
accounts were
future?
suspended.
It's potential because there's the mRNA technology which was used for COVID. Pharma companies are now exploring the mRNA technology for custom tailoring treatments for cancer, because as you know, cancer is a very personalized disease. One person's cancer is not the same as another, so the type of therapy that someone
Yes,
needs
we
to
are
receive needs to be
snowflakes.
personalized.
We are
So they're planning on
snowflakes.
using mRNA to use the person's very own cells and their very own immune system to fight against that cancer with the help of that. But we're at the
How about a
early
cure for
stage-
cancer? How about that? That's a fucking vaccine. How about that?
Yeah, there's too much money in therapeutics. They're not curing it for for
Yeah,
obvious
that was what I was also thinking. Big pharma, I think they would never allow this.
It would not.
So they
be.
care more
Gonna kill
about
their
people
profit.
fucking dying and then actually making
Oh,
a
just
cure
make
for
the
it.
money. I mean, how much
Unless-
do you
Fuck
pay for
that,
I
it?
mean,
dude.
it's tinfoil
Unless the
hat, but I think
government-
so. There's no money
unless
in
the
fucking
government-
cures, dude.
Dude, if I was in
Unless the
charge of a
government
fucking big
incentivizes them
company like
to
that, say if I
cure people.
took one over, I would say no more of this. We're making a fucking cure. You make a cure, people are happier. Guess what? The people will like us now.
I'm fucking sick.
Yeah, but
bro.
we're not profitable. So
And we
if we're not
never heard
profitable-
from Minion again. Because he was shot by
Minion
suicide
doesn't
by
actually-
15 shots in the back.
The thing is, there's too much money into it, and I'm sure there is actual murder for it.
That's what's wrong with them. They always care about fucking money and not people's lives.
I mean, to be honest,
bastards.
if you look
Starting to
If you
sound
look
like
at
a
the money
communist Minion.
they invest more into research for Viagra than for cancer research. I mean, so that says everything, I guess.
Whoever runs these fucking companies can take a Creedmoor to the face.
But it's been a crazy week. I'm from Germany, and we're looking over to Trump, and it is insane what you've achieved. This guy announced Stargate, and he said, "I want to put the fucking American flag on the moon." And meanwhile, here over in Germany, we sit
Isn't
here
it
and
already
We already
on
have
the
an American flag there, dude. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Let him
I
finish.
know.
Let him
He
finish.
meant Mars. He meant Mars.
Mars.
Supposedly
on
over
Mars.
time it's deteriorated. I don't know how true.
I'll
Oh yeah, we got to
let
put
you-
another one out there.
Okay,
A
so
bigger
it's
one.
lost its color. Add a new
Yeah.
one.
We need a bigger one. One that
I
won't
mean
lose
on
its
the
color.
Mars, sorry.
More moons.
I mean-
Build another moon.
Let's claim the. Let's claim. Yeah. Let's put a bigger moon
What's
out there.
crazy, it's probably in the same exact spot as where the flag was laid in the first place. Same exact position,
I'm fucking
but
sick,
it's just
bro.
lost its color, probably.
You're gonna build halos.
Yeah, it's been bombarded by
I'm
the
having
we-
a halo
you know,
We're
sun's
sitting
radiation.
here and we're
so kinda
doing
fucked up.
jack shit. That's so crazy, and we're getting crushed. That's. By the way, what do you think?
It's
with
okay.
the release
NATO
of
will protect you.
DeepSeek?
Uh,
Man, I
We
don't
got
know
you.
if you know what a fucking joke we are.
I
gotta-
Germany
tell
just
you,
needs
I
to like
guarantee-
just
On
build
my
a
street
fucking
The
first.
bar is
Sorry.
really, really low if
I
you
am
look at
going
Ukraine.
to. I am
The
going
bar
to.
is really low, dude. You're good.
I'm going to leak
Trust me,
some
the German
information.
military, you know, the one who started 2 world wars, we could fight
The
Russia
DeepSeek-
for 3 days, then we would be
Alleged
out of
wars.
ammunition.
Extravaganza
I can tell you,
was
that's
a
what we are
psyop to make
so
the
fucking
Indians
panicked.
work harder.
If Trump says he's going to quit NATO, we will surrender immediately to Russia, I think.
That would
No
be
ch-
so
no chance.
foolish, dude. NATO is the most powerful empire, or powerful military alliance the world has ever known. It'd be so fucking
Too bad they don't
stupid
work
to-
together.
Yeah, but in theory,
don't
we're
need
not
to.
having anything. We
He's
don't
just
have
doing
anything.
political maneuvers to get the rest of NATO to pull more weight. That's all he's doing.
Yeah, I hope he will.
The U.S. military's budget is more than the next 10 countries combined. Half of those are direct military allies. I don't know why people care
That
so much.
because they don't do shit when we do stuff. It's they sit back and eat cookies while our people die in foreign fucking lands for no reason. So where the fuck is their military? Why don't they send in their whole fucking military?
I'm fucking hungry, bro.
Why just wait?
I'm
Like,
gonna go eat some.
why
I'm gonna eat some
Afghanistan,
sour
Iraq,
gummy
and all the other
worms.
places were just U.S. basically there for the majority of it?
Well,
But they
England
don't. Where the
stands on
fuck are
Budapest
they?
Dutch special forces, Australian special forces,
Ooh, a couple
like, they all
squads or a couple
send in-
platoons.
Couple squads.
but like
Couple
I mean,
squads.
if you
That's
look
it.
at
Yeah, no. How about a whole fucking army, dude?
we're
Hundreds of
sending
thousands.
5. We're sending 5 people.
Wait, what do you think about Trump's
Useless.
plan to relocate the Gaza people? You think he will just carpet bomb Gaza?
No.
Because he said he want to relocate the people to what was it?
How about
to-
Madagascar?
to
How about
join-
that?
That's the
How
How about Israel? Let's take Israel.
bro, I won't, dude. It's not a surprise to me what this man is.
Himmler did that, didn't you know? He relocated all those people to Madagascar.
When you have people like,
Oh yeah, nice big island. Do it. Nice.
Exactly, dude. They were all relocated there. They live there happily. That's what
Fucking nice
Himmler
over
said.
there. They got those things that jump around and climb things. It's nice. Good
Oh
wildlife.
yeah, dude. They took them over by train. They were happy when they got there.
By the way, has anyone of you witnessed the ice raids
Not personally, but
or seen something like this?
Ice
no, not
rates. I
personally.
seen.
No, I don't live near the border.
Living on the
here
border.
here in Northern
I'm gonna
California,
stay-
dude,
I'm
I've
gonna
seen
stay,
like
but I
I've seen a bunch of
I'm living
fucking
on the
ice
border.
vans go around, dude. I only seen one ice van in my life, but I've been seeing them more frequently now.
Did you guys see the
Hell yeah,
Dr.
hell
Phil
yeah.
special? Dr.
Dr.
Phil and
Phil.
the head
Dr.
of ICE
Doolittle?
went out
Are you
and they
talking?
were
Are you
arresting
talking about the
people.
real Dr. Phil or the comedian?
Yeah. The head of ICE and the real Dr. Phil went out and they were arresting like pedophiles and shit. And Dr. Phil's like putting them through like, why did you do this? And
I
what's
saw that
wrong with
fucking
you?
clip.
What are you
Yeah,
hilarious?
it was really
Like,
funny. They,
Why would you
Out
do
of
it by
everybody, we have Dr. Phil fucking running around getting illegals.
Yeah, he's wagging the finger at pedophiles and shit. Do you know you
yeah,
did
he's
that and
just
that's
like,
wrong?
why the fuck did you do this?
Hey guys, daily statistics
Nah,
update.
nah, they
ICE,
didn't know.
law
They didn't know.
enforcement, January 29th, that's today. 1,016 arrests and 814 detainers lodged.
Today or
1,000.
That's not
Okay,
Yep, that's
so
today's number.
at that rate,
1,016.
they'll get all of the illegals in 30 years.
You didn't do the math. You're just talking shit.
No, what are you talking about?
I mean, you didn't multiply 1,000 by this and that, and then calculate a bunch of stuff, and the time.
Millions of illegals
How
are
many million?
supposedly in the country.
Yep.
So
It was another
300,000 per year at that rate. So that's 3 years per million. So 10 million,
It's
30
33
years.
years. Yeah, it's 33 years.
So
actually.
chill out.
They
but
just
it's been
believe
going
I
up
have
and
a
up,
calculator.
right?
It's okay.
They just believe any
But it's been
number
going
they
up and
read
up, right?
online. There's
There
been
was
30 million illegals
960
that
yesterday,
have come
1,100
across
the
the
day
So do you
before
think-
that. Back
Do you
when
think
they
it'll
got
go
started,
30
like,
times that?
on January 25th, it's already gone up by 5 times since they started. The numbers that
We
they
also-
were posting in the first few days were like in the 200 to 300 range.
I think
We also might
I
start
think
getting self-deportations for the criminals that don't want to get fucking in the gulag in their own country. Possibly.
Oh my god, dude! You know what?
How
The
do they
funniest
prove where these
fucking
people
thing-
are from if they don't have papers? You just guess. It's like, how do they know they're from Mexico or
Well,
like
first of all, you speak Spanish to them. You ask them what country you're from.
That's fair. I didn't even think
Makes
about
sense.
that.
Hey, you want to know a funny joke to fuck with some people? You know, like all the folks that sit out in front of Home Depot. You go drive up to them and yell out the window, "Amigra, amigra," and
Have
watch
you ever
them
done
scatter.
this?
Me and my uncle have done it one time. I was sitting in the car at the time. I could not stop laughing, dude.
Well, my boss used to throw quarters at him, but that's really racist, kind of.
It's also assault.
What's assault?
They fucking
Do you
jump on that
think-
shit like
These
chickens
people are
and
the
fucking chicken feet.
police.
Do you think that Home Depot could actually benefit from these individuals who are
The
camping out
police-
trying
the
to get a
police
job? I mean,
thought
do you think that?
That Kamala Harris
I mean, because they're willing to work for
was
pennies
on
on
their
the dollar,
side.
pretty much, right?
No,
But
they,
they're-
the
but they're
police,
probably,
I heard
um,
the
they
police
make
were
money.
saying that
Yeah, who
Kamala
gives a fuck?
Hey, Ray,
is
what do you
their
think about them
enemy.
taking our tobacco and cotton?
Hey, they
Because
do a good
she's
job, man.
black.
I hate to say it, but
because
they're
she's
hard
black
workers.
and Black Lives
They
all
are.
they
They
gotta do
are.
is get Black
Like if
Lives
they get up
Matter,
every morning and
and
step
they'll
out
never get
in
it
the
down. They'll never
parking
get
lot
the
of Home
police
Depot
to elect
relentlessly
them.
looking for work, then they're
It's all
probably
those sneaky
good workers.
Find and
motherfuckers
deport. Yeah,
will go
it'll
and
make them
will
look
go
like
and
Yeah,
play
those
their
are not the
little
worst
game
scams, certainly.
and be
And
like,
you're
"Oh
like-
no,
well,
Kamala
here's
is
slightly
this."
tangential,
They
same
have that
topic.
little bias thing in
Illegal.
they're
their
taking
head,
jobs away
and
from
all the police
us.
and police adjacent
What do you think are the
people
main
just-
reasons
just
why,
run-
besides
just run
crime,
game for
you know,
Trump.
whatever,
And
besides
Trump
crime,
doesn't give a shit
what are the
about
main
that.
reasons why people want illegals gone?
If anything, Trump
Why
wants
would there
to
be
make
other
them
reasons?
wants to make
No,
the police his
really.
bitch.
Because
He doesn't
because
give
a
a shit
slightly
about the
elevated
police.
crime level is like
He's
not
he's
like
not
reason
still
enough to
economic
remove an
drain.
entire
He's not-
population.
Trump is not
Still an
a
economic
Yeah,
police
it is.
Okay,
dick.
so economic drain. I'm
He's
not
for
arguing
the
against
police.
it.
He wants
It's
the
a weird
police to be
tangential. I'm
for
just like
him.
getting to a. It's like a long-winded point, but just like continue.
Well, there's an economic drain, and there's obviously a housing issue. You know what I mean?
Housing.
You need roofs, you know, and you
Taking
have
American
obviously-
jobs, right?
You don't just
Well,
spring out like that.
national
I'm not
security,
being
too.
like condescending. I'm just being honest.
I'm not. No, I'm not either, dude. I'm trying to have
Okay.
a conversation.
So we do what some past secret police have done, like at every hospital, every bus station, train station, airport, put a bunch of or a couple of undercover ICE
They're
agents.
not taking
So
American
the ones
jobs.
who are
They're just
undocumented
they're
when they go
just
to the
an
hospital,
inefficient
you know what the topic
fuel
is?
in the machine.
they could be found.
So
There
either way,
is no
it
point
doesn't matter.
in
Let's
giving
move on.
them the
Don't forget
opportunities
national
that an
security
American
too,
wants.
right? Like,
Why do you
yeah.
guys say
people
they're
that the people that
taking
come
American
across could
jobs?
be anybody, right?
The
So you
point
have to
is
have
they
a
are
precedent
taking
of
American
not letting a
opportunity.
shitload of people
They are
in
not
that you don't know
taking
who they are for a
work.
bunch of
They are
reasons.
taking
And one
hopes
of the ways
and
that you
dreams from
disincentivize
Americans
that
are
is by,
struggling.
you know, showing
Every
that people that do it get caught
illegal
and sent
that
back.
shows up
So
and every
there's
for every illegal,
there's like a
that's
a
10 black kids
ham
in the ghetto
processing
that aren't
facility
getting
in my
the attention
state,
they need because they have to
and
get one English teacher.
they have
and doing
a
that,
lawyer on
disrupting
staff.
all
I was
that to
watching a
teach
BBC
English to them
fucking
is one
article
less
video
section
about
where
this.
they can
They
get
have a
that
lawyer on
special
staff
help.
that his sole job is
They
to
take
find
opportunity
workers from
and
Burma
dreams
who have
and
won a
hope
lottery that
away
allows them
from
to
our
leave their
struggling
nation
class.
to
They
come
do not
work
take
for
work.
American companies.
They take
And so they have an immigration
dreams,
lawyer
and
on
opportunity.
staff who are pulling lottery winners from Burma to come work in their ham processing facility instead of hiring locals. So like instead, it's fucked up to me.
How does them winning a lottery mean they get to come to the United States?
Because they're like a poor, like these people aren't paying for the immigration. They're winning like a lottery that is set
I
up
mean,
for
are
them
they
so that
illegal? Like, are they somehow?
No, they're well. The immigration lawyer is legally using
These
whatever method he
people
is using
are
because they did a
not
BBC article about it,
high-tier
so it was all on the up and up.
So let's fucking
But it's-
report his
When they
ass.
talk
to me,
about
it's to me, it's
immigration.
fucked up that people are worried about illegal immigrants when we have lawyers that are bringing in workers from other countries and paying them fucking nothing and
Yeah, but that's
providing
such a
them
small
room
slice
and
of the pie.
board and
Look,
shit.
if they're here legally, then they have to be paid certain wages and stuff like that. If there's no crimes going on, there's no crimes going on. I'm pretty sure that lawyer isn't bringing in like 100,000 people, right?
Yeah, the numbers are super small.
That's just one example of one business in a small state.
No,
I'm
there
just saying,
shouldn't
like,
be- there
that
shouldn't be no
sure
fucking
is a
lottery.
loophole.
If
They
there's tons of that going on, then yeah, we should crack down on that too. That's no problem.
There shouldn't be no fucking lottery. You should, if you want
What
to
they're
come
doing
here,
is
you
they're
come here
doing it,
legally.
tier by tier.
Yeah.
Bad people first, and the violent first, and the criminals first. They're doing it the right way, and those
Yeah.
people doing something shady, then they'll get theirs too. Hopefully,
It's the same like manufactured in the USA. They can put that on a
What?
piece of goods because they
The
most of the
issue-
parts are
the
manufactured
main
cheaply
issue
outside of the United
with
States,
the
but then they ship them into the
immigration
United States
campaign right
and
now
then assemble it
all
here, and then they can
comes
say it's
down
made in
to
the USA. But
affirmative
90% of the
action,
process is
DEI
What the fuck
outside
does
of
that
the
have to do
US.
with
because
anything?
if you
I'm just
speak
saying, like
out about it,
they're fucking
you are
like
then have a
companies,
target
like
on your
the
mark
true
on your
enemy of
back
free
by-
people and the true
by,
enemy of
like,
like
secret
the
police.
everyday
So you're-
man.
And
Our
then if
corporations.
So you're using
decide
the
to
discussion
speak out on
about
why you
immigration
were
to just bitch
fired,
about capitalism.
then you
It's
get
just
an
kinda
even
like a-
bigger
Well,
target on your
corporations.
back, and you
Yeah,
never get a
capitalism.
job,
Late-stage
and you might get the
capitalism.
shit
You just-
beat
you
out
just
of
bring
you.
it
They
up to, like,
obviously
communism.
got us to where we are, so there's some good to capitalism.
Yeah, that's what Marx
but-
would say.
That's
what Marx would say.
Some people would say.
Sure.
So
I mean,
you're getting us off immigration so that you can talk about your commie fucking bullshit.
No, I'm not a communist.
You sure?
hey
I
man,
promise
that
you.
sin is a commie.
Hey man,
I mean,
that
look
guy
to-
probably has
look
a
in
hammer and
Cuba,
sickle
look
flag.
to Russia,
Most
and then look
people
to
Nah,
don't
America.
even
Who's-
know
who's
that
the
they're
better country?
communists.
Look at a 3-day
I'll-
special military operation. They're fighting against the supposed most corrupt and poorest nation in Europe, of which they share over 1,000
not poor
kilometers of border
anymore.
with. Russia is a nothing burger. They used to have like a semi-respectable
Dude,
like
Ukraine
position
has
as a
more money
military.
than Russia now.
Why
That
you
doesn't
keep
make any
bitching?
sense at all.
We
I'm
almost
not.
had
He
an
asked me about
interesting
Russia.
conversation. Why you
He asked me
fucking
about
laughing?
Russia, so I
They're
responded.
so
Hey, you wanna know something about
propagandized
Russia? The
this
more Russians
entire
get
thing.
killed, the
America is a
better.
better country than it.
None of them have
Russia's
been
not a
following
better country.
any of
It's a
this
shithole.
stuff.
It's a wasteland.
Yeah,
This
that's what I
war
said.
has
Look
been
what
going
in
on
Russia and
since
look America, and what is
2014.
the better
Yeah.
country?
This dude just said
America,
3-day
clearly.
special military
Yeah, no shit.
operation.
That's
No
that's
shit.
another reason to not have mass illegal
By the way-
immigration. I mean, the
Yeah,
whole thing
it's
seems
mass illegal
bad
They are
faith,
just,
right?
these
Like,
people are
what's the
propagandized
civilization
beyond rationale.
today that has
You
like
can't
massive amounts of
rationalize
illegal
with
immigration and it's like
90
working out awesome for them and they
98%
like
of the
it and they
American
don't do anything
populace
about it?
cannot be.
Like,
Well,
what do you
I've
mean?
always
cannot discuss
wondered
politics.
why did
Has
these
illegal
sanctuaries?
immigration
You
always
cannot
been a
discuss
problem
politics
for
with
America?
them.
What?
Yes.
Do that, Hugh.
Okay, so
They have
I
no
always
idea
wondered
what's
why
going
these
on.
sanctuary
They
city
did not
leaders
follow
are
politics
so hell bent
until
on
Trump
protecting
came on board.
illegals. What
And then when
benefit,
they
other
did
than
follow
votes,
politics,
do they
all they
get?
know is
I mean, votes
Obama
would be the
is a
number one.
Negro.
I
Why
mean,
would
it's
you-
the
Their
bleeding.
entire political ideology
They have a term for it.
is
It's bleeding
Obama
heart
is
liberals.
a
They
Negro,
like
and he
emotion
can't
wrapped up
possibly
in
be
their
better
own
than
fucking
me.
ideology.
And
They
they,
can't like
they've
step
constantly
back. They can't
been
step back.
saying
I'd
this
rather listen to
Like, we're
liberals than
looking at it from
fucking
a-
Christians
this
like you.
entire
It's a false
time.
We're
multiplier.
looking at it from
Because
Okay,
a.
well, you know what?
if the immigrants are
So,
getting
hold
them to
on.
vote, then you're also
So it is the fact
reaffirming
that
what
they're
the citizens
bleeding
that vote for
hearts.
them want, and then they're voting.
Now
too,
he
you know?
just said
They are
bleeding
extremely
heart.
bleeding hearts, and it makes them feel good to stand up for somebody who they see as lesser than them. It's extremely fucking racist. They see these people as lesser, therefore they have to fight for them. But
You don't think that there's any kind of like
The white
monetary
knight.
benefit that they're getting from them? Like, do you think that these leaders are profiting or benefiting financially from
It's
these
literally,
illegals
and
being in
these
their state?
people are throwing
They're
out
benefiting
racist
politically.
dog
in their home state.
Dude,
Now-
we
now-
These are
I mean, they're
racist
benefiting
dog
politically because they
whistles,
used to
because
in elections
what
on
they're-
all these issues,
what it
right?
all
Like,
comes down to
your
is
demographic you're appealing to
it's
kind of makes
Republican
demands of you. Like
propaganda
politicians don't
to
call
hate
100% of the
welfare
shots, right?
queens,
So
and then
if you've
give
got
that-
a
and
history
support
going
this
back a century of being like
Christo-fascism
the
type of
crying
stuff.
bleeding heart that shows
And
like a
it
video
really
of like a
comes
sad
down
Mexican kid
to
to move votes,
the
you can't just stop
prison
doing
industrial
that, right? Like,
complex,
it's-
military
Yeah.
industrial complex
it's got
that
an
they are a
inertia of
part
its
of
own.
because they are police and police
Also, I think I
adjacent.
watched
It
the
is
Joe Rogan podcast
4:49
with Elon
p.m.
Musk right
on the
before the
East
vote,
Coast, and
and
they
he was
are
bringing up an
discussing
argument that the
conservative
Democrats
politics
try to
on a
flood
Discord server right
swing
now.
states with migrants, and also they don't want to.
What do they
have
do
Well,
for
guess
a
what?
living?
Migrants can't
so
vote
everybody-
because they're
Do any
illegal.
of these
Yeah, if no
men
vote,
sound like
where you
college-age
They're
young
trying to have
adult
them vote.
males? Do any of them
Yeah, that's what
sound
the whole
like
no
college
ID
age
fucking
males?
bullshit was all
If
about.
you ask them for your passport and asking
Yeah,
them for your passport
when
is
is
a
that
crime.
going to change? I would like for Trump to make an order on that, please.
I don't
For
know what the
what?
state
It's,
elections. I mean, he has limited power, but I'm sure they're working on it.
Well, we're going to find
See
out.
if he's going for the
We're
third.
also going to find out what's
See
going
if
to
They
he's
go
should ask
on
for
with
your
the
fucking birth
birthright
certificate, your
citizenship
fucking
shit
social
too.
security
That's going to
card,
be the
and
most
your
Yeah,
fucking
and
important
they didn't
ID.
do that, and they flooded. They flood the swing states with migrants. Migrants gonna vote blue because who brought them in, and in this way they are going to eliminate swing states.
Exactly. That's what they did with Colorado in the 70s.
Yeah, this is why I don't
They
know.
changed the
I-
demographics. That's how. Why do you think California's blue? That's the one thing that Reagan really did.
Oh, only the state,
Really,
only
really,
the big
really
cities. That's it. Everywhere else is red.
Oh, this
I mean,
guy
if you
knows about
eliminate-
They do
Reagan.
enough.
eliminate
The
swing
big cities,
states, you
New
can
York
win every
is
election.
destructive to the fucking state. Same thing
Will
with
he
Detroit,
go
Chicago.
more
Destructive
into
to
it?
fucking Illinois and Michigan.
What is he talking
Oh
about?
yeah, San Francisco. That's
I mean, I
San
think the big
Francisco,
giveaway.
LA,
I think what turned the public
state.
around is when they started shipping the illegals to other areas, right? When they
Well,
started
they-
like sending them to all these different places around the country, because I mean, two things happened. One, it pissed off a bunch of people that didn't have to deal with the border problem before that, right? That's
All
the
politics
obvious
is
thing.
local, dude. All politics is local.
But then the other thing that it did is it was a tacit admission that it's a problem, right? Like you can't say, well, fuck, we got to get these fucking millions of illegals. We got to get them the hell out of Texas because Texas can't handle it. So we're sending them to Chicago and New York and all these different places. When you do that, you're admitting that there's such a thing as too much. So it's like, why do we have to handle your problem? You can't really sell the whole, these people are wonderful for the economy thing when you're trying to get the fuck rid of them.
Yep. Yeah.
If they want to bring in people, just bring in good-looking women
People needed to
first.
see what was happening, and you couldn't do that until they started being impacted personally. And that started happening, and then it flipped, and everyone wanted the motherfuckers out.
Exactly.
What if
You
what
look
if
at-
instead
you
of
look at Hillary
deporting
still,
them,
right?
we conscript
Hillary
them
was
into
just
like
talking-
Sorry, continue.
Hillary was just
He
saying,
wants to conscript them
what,
into a military.
fucking 10,
Like I
15 years
said,
ago, that
military
she wants them all
industrial
out.
complex,
You're going to pay a
prison
fine.
industrial complex.
Where
Where
are
are
the deal
emails?
is we want them out. And everyone's cheering in the fucking background.
The Democrats are trying to
Yeah,
get
even
them.
the Dems flipped on this issue. I mean, it's easier for them to say it now that Trump got elected. They were
are
hesitant before.
Right. Well,
Democrats
because I mean,
are like kind of like
the whole
prison
empathy
industrial
thing
complex,
was weaponized,
and then
right?
the
Like,
Republicans
if you
are biased to go
take
with it because
some
they're like, yeah, you
fucking
break the
dirty
law, you go to
skinny
jail.
hobo into your
Break the
house
law,
to
you go
live
to
in your
jail.
spare room,
And
like you can be convinced to do
Democrats
that
are kind
out
of
of
like,
sympathy
okay,
for the
so
dirty stinky hobo.
they're like, okay, but
But
if you break the
that
law, you shouldn't
always
go to
has a
jail
time
forever. You
limit,
should have
right?
more
If they say,
chances
okay,
and rehabilitation
well, how
and
about
stuff like
10
that,
hobos?
education,
And how about you do
spending
it
money
for the
and
rest of
creating
your
a
life?
social network
Sooner or
and a
later,
good-
people are going to be like,
and
no,
the Republicans
I
are
was
like,
nice,
it's
but
all
that
these
doesn't
guys
last
are
for,
like, no,
for a
pull
million
yourself by
billion
the
years.
bootstraps.
These things
Pick
have
up
a
a
cap
gun.
on them.
Join the
The
military.
Prague started it with
Get that
burning an
30K. Get a
AOC.
charger.
Before
Fuck
that was a
bitches.
non-issue.
Reproduce. Go into debt if you have to.
Well, Trump and his Mexicans, you know,
So that's kind of the
some of the
dynamic
people.
that we're
I'd
seeing
rather
in this
help
room
a
right
hobo
now
than an
is
illegal.
these people are
Mr.
too-
Hobo,
we
half of
offer-
them
what
are
if we
they're
offer-
completely
half
guys
of
know
them
the
are
CCC?
veterans anyway.
They're completely
Do you guys know the
tunnel
CCC?
into this small,
Like
the small skirmishes.
unemployment,
They're grunts.
like
That's what they
fucking
are. They're
program
grunts.
that
CCC,
they
the
did
California
back in
Conservation
20.
Corps.
They
I was
aren't
in the
majors,
Conservation
they
Corps.
aren't commanders, they aren't brigadiers,
Fuck, I
they
can't
aren't
remember what it
colonels,
stands
they're
for,
nothing.
but yeah, it's
They're-
like it was like a government program that they
they're
got
grunts.
that they used like homeless people and like
That's
unemployed
what they are.
people,
They
and they
don't
sent them out to
have-
camps to work
they're
on like
working at-
Okay,
national
hold on.
parks and infrastructure
First
and
of
shit
all,
like that.
it wasn't a camp; it was an
And
actual
they're
facility. And no,
searching
they're
around
not all
trying to find
hobos
the
or homeless
answer.
people. They're actually young people my age that start off as 18 to about 27, and they help for people who don't have any direction that they
You
want
were
to
a
do in
hobo?
life.
So
No, I
so
wasn't. I joined it
okay.
because I want to become the fire department, and they actually trained me for fire department.
So
At the fire
exactly,
department.
it's actually awesome that we have somebody in here.
He is
Because what if we just
he is
instead
a
of deporting
government
people,
welfare
we just
baby.
conscript them into that program, into a program like
He's
that,
part
and like
of the
offer them
prison
citizenship
industrial
after a
complex.
certain
He
amount of
wants
time, working
people
on our
to start
infrastructure,
fires.
working in
He
our
wants
fucking
Yeah,
national
legally.
parks and
So we
shit
need
like
like a
that.
million.
and
We need like what,
overworked
10
people,
million
so
of
more
those?
fires get created.
Why
You guys
not?
take an IQ test
Our
and shit.
fucking our own
That's the
infrastructure is
psychological
graded
dynamic
at
that is
D
at
by
play
our
from
own
this
ratings.
man.
So
like,
we
on
need
average.
10 million of those, and we're going to
It
need
all comes out. You
100,000
can
more
make
of them in
sense
6
of what
months,
these
and we're
people
going to need
are.
We need people that
100,000
couldn't
more
take
of them
care of their own
after
shit.
that.
Don't come
No,
here.
we're
Well,
gonna need
realistically,
we're gonna
not
need
everybody would
infinity
accept
Latin
the offer.
Americans
I'm
into
not
this
like,
program.
forcing. No, I mean,
So we need it. We need
well,
an
there's
infant. We need
Africans
we need
too,
every.
you know, it's not
we need
all
everyone
Latin
on the
American.
planet. We need everyone on the fucking planet to come in and join this program.
well,
No.
no.
Okay,
That's
so there's
not-
a
that's-
limit. If the
course.
limit isn't the 10 million we have now, what is it?
See, they're going
Well,
now.
and not
we have
everybody
this
would
other
accept it.
concept
It's
that
like not
happens.
forcing them
It's
into
the
it.
Okay,
0
let me tell
to
you what, the
100
majority-
real
I
quick.
thought it was a good
Majority-
question. It should
They
have
are
been-
not
The
patient
majority of
people.
homeless people don't
They
really
are
want to do
they are
anything
this
where they have some
keeping
sort
up
of
with the
fucking drug issue.
Joneses.
But the
Their
people who join
desperation
the
button is
Conservation
being
Corps, as I
pressed
did,
super hard.
is they
don't
after the
have
Conservation Corps,
good
they all
finance.
either went
I
to
know
something
for a
better, they went to
fact they
either
do
work
not have
fire
good
department.
finances because our
I did it for a
financial
little bit.
statistics
I was a
in the United
levyman,
States are
so I
piss
helped
poor.
stop like
People
levies
are in
breaching
debt.
and shit like
I
that.
guarantee you, every
Like
man
a lot of them
in
either went
this
to
room right
construction,
now
they went to
either
Forest
is in
Service,
debt,
and
maybe
all these other ones. These are
more
for
than likely
young
not. They are
people
not
who
in
are
credit card
Americans,
debt,
not
but they have a
illegals,
car payment
not bums and
and
hobos.
they have a
They're for
mortgage,
young
maybe,
people who
or
don't
they're
know
paying
what they
high
want to
rent.
do and who just want to help out and make some money. You don't make that much money, but you get everything else they give you. Free schooling, they give you a fucking place to stay with a bunch of people, and I can tell you what, it's ran like the fucking Marine Corps, dude. 0430 waking up, 0530 inspection, 0630
Yeah, it's like
PT.
Job Corps.
No, it's worse than that, dude. It's like fucking Marine Corps. We had a Marine instructor that was part-time, our fucking, well, he was part-time Marine, but he, not just a fucking drill instructor, he was drilling us.
See, that's the
got
issue
drilled
with
by
a lot of these rehabilitation cities,
that's
these
what I heard as well.
rehabilitation centers. They're ran.
He was
You
drilling
either get
us,
a
that's
gangster,
what.
a wannabe drill sergeant,
Full metal jacket.
or
What the
a
fuck is
complete
that?
lib
What the
retard.
fuck?
He was kind of like that. He was a nice dude until you fucked up
The guy
inspection. Like
sergeant was a nice dude.
he had a
He was a
fucking
nice dude.
silver
He
dollar,
drilled
Nice
right?
dude
and when
until-
we made our
He was drilling
beds, and he would bounce the fucking silver dollar off the bed. If it did not bounce, he would have to do some fucking push-ups.
So he would pay you after?
No,
He doesn't
no, he
get
would
it,
bounce
but-
it off the bed, dude. After he made it,
That
If
guy's
silver does not bounce,
reactionary.
All right.
you're fucked.
This guy's just a reactionary.
But looking back at this time,
It's
would you
just-
say
he's
it
constantly
benefited you
just
by
like, see,
growing,
this guy
you know,
just
and getting
reacts.
discipline in?
There
Or do you
is
think
no-
it was
there
like,
is
I don't
no-
know, it's kind of
There
like
is no
nightmares?
patience or what
I
it's
only
called.
did it because not only
They're
that
just just
is
consumers.
I could not join the military, but inside the
They're
Conservation
pigs
Corps,
at the trough.
it was
Why couldn't
structured
you
like the
join the
military.
They sign on to their
medical
social
reasons. I'm
media
not gonna give
feed,
you why.
and they scroll,
That's
scroll,
fine.
scroll, scroll,
He's
scroll.
autistic.
told me
No,
that
that's-
many
you're good.
They
people
don't
that,
try to study
it was
or
structured
open
like the
their mind or
military, so I
understand
liked it for
any
that reason.
other
Just
thing.
because
They think
everything
they're
was
doing
ran
that.
like it, legitimately
Sometimes
like it. It
they
was
see
like
a liberal's point of view,
I
and
don't
they
know, how
click
do they
on
say,
that
it's not like a
profile,
paramilitary
and they send some
organization,
profanities,
but
and they
they
go
did
back and
have-
forth and say some mean words
No,
to each
not like-
other, and
well,
they think,
no, you're-
wow,
Well, we
I
were
tried
trained by
to
the
see
Army
the other
engineers.
side.
We did
But
sandbagging
they
a lot,
didn't
but
try to see the other
it was
side.
structured in
That's
it. Like
not
everything was
seeing the
structured
other
like the military
side.
did. Like you
They
had
didn't
certain times you get up,
completely
you had
try to
inspection,
live
you
a
know,
different life
lunchtime,
and
dinner
come
time,
from
breakfast.
something that
they
they
had
never
PT
should
in
have
it. They
came
had classroom
from before.
time, and then the last couple hours was do whatever the
So
fuck
you
you
weren't a
want.
juvenile criminal.
Wasn't
Were
that?
you in prison? Were you
No.
getting drilled in prison?
I'm just
Ask,
fucking with
you need to ask these
No,
people.
dude. I
Ask
did it
these
because
people
I
straight
didn't know
up.
what I wanted to do, and right
They
after
want to
the
live a
fucking
life like this.
Paradise
9
Fire back in
times out of 10,
2018, I joined
tell them to go
because I
enlist
wanted to
right
help
now.
the fire
Show me that you're
department
down to
because I
change.
figured how
Show me
bad
that you can
wildfires
handle
were
the
because I
change
lived
that
through
you
one.
expect other people
This all
to do.
sounds cool.
Enlist in the military right
But
now. They will not enlist in the
how
military.
they treated you with
They will
this
not.
military
They will
drill,
not practice
you know,
what they
when
preach.
the guy went full
That's
metal
not what
jacket on
these
you, you
people
think
do.
it helped you to benefit,
Dude,
to grow
young
on that?
people
you
crave
know, with the-
structure. I don't know anyone
Yeah,
that
I
went in
mean,
the military.
They
that
took a
didn't
lot
come
of people and they
didn't
broke
come out
them
better,
down
quite
and they
frankly.
built them up just like the military, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, will this benefit you now? You get, you say, I'm looking back on this time, and now I can.
The
It helps
young
me to
people
discipline myself,
separate
you know,
the
when I work
snitches.
on something or whatever.
It
Or
creates the
did it
snitching dynamic.
negatively affect you?
It
you would
creates
say, looking
that
back on that time.
that paternal
Since now that
vibe,
you achieved your dream,
that
you say, I want
looking
to join the
out,
fire
the
department, you
paternal
now
vibe,
at
the
fire
paternal
department.
vibe, that
So like when you
hierarchy.
get in
That's
there,
what
you start
younger
off with
people
like
create.
a light blue hat, which is they call it's kind of like the rank
When
system.
you
and they
see
go through
someone
hat
that's
colors,
struggling
like,
that is younger than
it
you,
signify rank. I
what do
started
you
off
do
as
to
a
help
light blue,
them?
of course, and I went to dark blue. And
What
I had
have
my
you done?
green for
You're
a little
30
bit.
years old.
So
What
like,
have you done to
your
give
dark
back to
blue
the younger
hat is where
generation?
you like graduated like
What
the,
have you done?
I
That's
forget
what
what program they
that's
call
what
it. It
you
was
see
like
between
2-3
the people
weeks
that
long,
rise to the top
and that's where you're like a
and
corps
that,
member, which
that
is
stay where
conservation
they're
corps.
at or
After
completely
you get
fall
your dark
off.
blue hat, you can be
How do they help
like promoted
people
to like a green
that
hat,
are the
which is
younger
like
generation?
your,
What
as
do
they called
do?
it, it's kind of like your fucking NCO in
Are
type of way.
they nickel
So
and
you have
diming
like
people?
4 or
Are
5
they that
other
type of person?
light
What's their
blue or
record? That
dark blue
all
corps
goes
members
into
underneath you.
consideration. Are they a
And
nickel and
so
dimer?
when you had that,
Are they
if they
a
fucked up,
lackadaisical?
that means
Can they
I'm
see
getting bitched at
potential?
by the fucking
Do they
instructors
see
and the
someone
higher
that
That's
is
a no-no. So they better fucking listen
There's
to me,
sometimes it's like
or we're all
you
getting
see
fucking
someone.
shit canned. We're all getting fucking in trouble.
All right, you
And
you
that's
have a
either
guy,
like
you have a
fucking
kid that
push-ups
comes
or
in.
some fucking
He's hitting bullseye
clean the
every single
shitter, dude.
time, perfect, 30 for 30
Clean the
shots on
latrine.
that clip.
It's not fun.
He goes in, starts
Shitter's
running.
full.
He's running a. He's
Yeah,
running,
you clean it with a. Dude,
he's running a 5 minute
Yeah, we
mile.
have plenty of Americans that clean the shitters.
Lifting,
We don't need any
he
fucking
bulks up. He gets big quickly.
illegals coming in. This
Dude's
motherfucker.
carrying all of his
Yeah, I
stuff.
mean, this is all
Do
an
you
awesome
give a
program
shit?
that helped this
What
guy.
do you give a
Like,
shit
for
about
local
to
people,
stop
yeah,
this
yeah,
guy?
yeah, just anyone who
How
wanders
do you
across the
discipline him
And it
when he
took
gets
me
his
a
ego
while
in
to
check?
get into
Because
this
he's
program,
that
and
dude.
you have to like.
That's what
You have to
happens
fill
when
out a
you
lot
have a
of
younger
paperwork. The
generation, and
reason
that's
how
how
I got
you
it
will
so
grow
quickly, because
as
I
a
told him I
person
came
and
right out of
as
the
someone
fucking
in society.
the
Is
wildfire,
how
and I was
you
living with my mom, my
conduct
grandparents. I
yourself
didn't know what I
around
wanted to do.
your
They let me in
the younger
as
people
quickly
and
as
your peers.
I got in faster than anybody else could to get into that program, and there was a waiting list to be in to get into the conservation corps. This
And
is
so
not just some
I don't
easy thing
really
where they
mean
let
to do
anybody
this,
in.
but
They go through a
one
waiting
thing that I
process.
am
They go
big
through background
on,
checks and
and
all
I
this kind
don't
of stuff.
shy
'cause they
away
don't know
from,
who
is
the
the fact
fuck
I
they're
am
letting in,
big
and they have
on
to figure out
racial
who they're letting in.
dynamics, social
So it's a
dynamics,
big
and how
fucking
that
program
plays
that helps
with
a lot of fucking people.
basically
Some people
social
can't-
studies. I
can't
love social studies. Am I
make
going to
it.
get a social
And
sociology
the reason
degree?
I left
No,
is I
because I
found out I
don't do
left
anything
after
like
like a
that. I
month.
can just read
because
Reddit.
my dad had a fucking
But
stroke.
basically,
That's the reason I left.
how it are
And
certain
it's bad enough
people,
seeing a wildfire
are we
happen, and
are
it's
we
bad enough
giving
seeing your fucking
leeway
dad
to
have a
this
stroke.
guy
Because now you
when
can't
he
play games
is
with your dad,
are we
like I did.
looking at him more critically basically
I
an
can't play
applying
games
bias
with
and
it's
hitting
he
him
cannot.
where
He
it
can do
shouldn't
Pong,
be hit
dude.
because
He's fucked up.
he may or
has
may
one of
not
those
made
vices
fun
that,
of a
Stephen Hawking
homosexual, a
has.
colored person, or
Like, it's that
disabled
bad.
person, blah blah blah.
So I can't play games with my dad anymore.
What
I
did he
can't go
do?
do Star Wars stuff
And
with
so
my
that's
dad
kind
anymore.
of the
I can't go
dynamic
to
that we're
Comic-Con
seeing in our
anymore.
military right now and stuff
Welcome
like
to
that.
that fucking life.
And then there's also that romantic bias that a lot of people don't talk about.
Dude, I grew up in a
with,
family where I spend much time with my family
women
as I
in the
can.
military that a
they
lot
won't
of
be
people
around.
don't see and stuff like that.
Right.
And that's kind
That's
of
how I
what
was
happens
raised.
in our
So, it's with
job
that.
market in the first place, because there is this male loneliness epidemic.
So yeah, if you want to
and
go
what
into
it's kind of
concentration camp if you're young
playing
enough,
into
go ahead.
inside of our biggest tech
Let's go,
sectors
you might
and
as well
stuff
join the
like
Marines 'cause
that,
that's what it's gonna be
and
like.
places where women are underrepresented
This is
and
all
men are
firearms and shit.
underrepresented.
Yeah, basically.
Inside.
You gotta. Yeah, you want to know what your
with
gun is? A
romantic
fucking
interest
shovel.
and that type
I'll show you how to
of
dig a fucking
success
trench.
that everybody really strives for because it's part of
Because
the
the
American
army
dream.
engineers will come out and
Because,
show you how to dig a trench.
If you get
we dug trenches
engineers, they're not
What's the
taught.
fun?
You know, like okay, I
California,
scored 100 and my art's good. I like it, so it's good.
Department.
They get a 2/3
No,
on something. They failed.
That
That's
was
how
another
they
thing I
see.
figured out.
There is
part
no
of
curve.
PTSD,
They don't. They get the. They
couldn't
don't.
handle
Well, it's
it.
actually
I
1/3.
went
They
to the
get the
training. I
house,
was an auxiliary.
but they don't
I
get
didn't
the
wanna
wife.
be
They
a
don't get the
full-fledged
kids. They
firefighter.
failed. They're
I
failures.
was basically your guy with the water truck.
So that's
and the
where that
hoses,
kind of
food,
gets
water
into
for
place and
firemen.
stuff like that. And that's what we're seeing with these men inside this server right here is that they lack
Which
female
they are as much as
companionship.
useful as the fire department because
it is. They're off at 4 p.m. and they are not out with
And
some
yes,
bitches
during a
right
fire,
now.
a lot
They're
of hoses
talking
get
on
burned
Discord.
and get destroyed.
Oh, what is that?
See,
with
this
the,
Den guy,
the
he's
California?
different
Are they
because
now-
he
are they
seems
now,
like he may be a college
under
student.
control.
He could be a
Contained?
college student.
Or are they still going on?
He sounds like he's a college student. Maybe
Dude, to be
Dwarf
honest
kind
with
of
you, I
sounds
don't,
like
I don't
it.
give a fuck what goes on down south right now. Because they never really came up and helped me. To ours. So whatever happens down there, they deal with it.
See, there's the isolation
cities like that,
we're not
they
not
ask for
getting.
help. People give it to them.
This is
but
the
when everybody
attitude
else
that
asks for
is
help,
brewing,
they
that
don't
is
give it to 'em.
creating this
So-
cold silver war. This cold silver
It's a
war.
fucking double-edged
Sometimes,
sword
if
for
I
these
look at
pricks.
He's not a conservative
Sometimes if I
by
look
any
at
means
this, I think
necessary.
maybe
He's
God
spreading
exists.
communistic
dumb.
Because if you
propaganda
look
right
at
here.
it, yeah, because if you look at this,
Oh, sorry, I
maybe
wasn't
it was
saying.
karma.
I wasn't talking to you guys. My bad. I'm playing a game.
Shut up.
Maybe
bitch.
it is karma because all the celebrities, it's the celebrity. I don't know if their houses got destroyed, but close to that, and all they did, how they came out for Harris and everything. Maybe
You know who
that's
did come and
God's
help
way
though?
to
The
punish them.
Australians. Australians came and helped.
To the Californians.
Yes, they came and
Who
helped
cares
us.
about
personally,
Australia?
so-
Australia.
Mexico sent
Hey.
up some firefighters as well.
Dude, Australia Fire Department, they don't fuck around. They're good. They have to be good because they're
Ukraine
bushfires.
even sent firefighters, which is crazy.
And they don't get fires. Oh, they got fire
Well, I mean,
department, but
they're
not
at
fires.
wartime right now. Yeah, I mean, hundreds of drone and missile attacks a day. I promise you, they're firefighters.
There's a lot of fires.
I mean, really, the whole purpose of this, by the way, is not for me to
anyways,
make
where
a
did we-
call
where
on
did we went
anything.
off?
I am
Oh,
always
migrants.
about
Multiple tangential
raising awareness into
conversations.
how our country's constituents and populace
Well,
is
the dudes-
conversing
the dudes
and
that brought it up is
identifying
gone.
different talking points and how
That's
they are
not true. I'm
playing
still here.
out
Oh, you
in
are, you're
real
right.
time and stuff like that. So this is how I find it interesting. We are seeing
I tell you
in real
what, dude,
time.
with
we have
us,
a
there
lot.
were some times where
what we have going on
we
right
went
now
to go
is,
do it, but it
it's
was
all
part of our
men.
fucking
There are no
training shit. We
women.
were
But
playing
what
up
is
side of
different
highways,
right here
and we
is
actually
they're
found
being
tons of guns
observed by an
on the side of
outside
highways. We
observer
found a
outside their
fucking
country.
fully automatic AK.
So
that was
there
in the
isn't a
bushes.
sense
We
of
found
nationalism in
Derringers, all
this
kinds of
group
shit.
right now. There is a sense of internationalism
Isn't
where
that
they
then better
have
to
to
go with the
identify
cops?
Where are you
Because they're
We
spotting
did.
for guns?
where they
Where did you find these guns?
they have to identify with
It
people
was on the
outside the
fucking-
United States.
like
They
outside
can't
of a Highway
create
50.
some social blah blah blah.
Just
And
criminals
also,
tossing guns
lot of
after
this
they
stuff-
use them to
Yeah,
kill
that's
it's
somebody.
what.
not
As soon
a
as we
free.
found them,
This
that's
is
what
not a
CHP
free
said. Of course,
speech
we called them. They
area
said, yeah,
because
criminal
it
guns.
is.
They ran it and
it
stuff
is
like that.
not-
They said it was fucking.
I mean,
This
if you have
is
any tips for finding a
this
50
is
cal BMG
a
on the side
third
of the road, let me
space.
know.
So when people talk about third
Well, of
spaces,
course.
this is where the third spaces
Depends.
are at
Like, what
these
is it,
days.
machine
It's
gun, sniper
online.
rifle, you know?
No.
But
just-
can
just
we
a
take
Browning
any of
50
these
cal.
third
This is
spaces
full-fledged Browning,
past
you know, on
anything
tripod
more than
that's loaded
text
Yeah,
on the
on
yeah. I haven't
screen
shot
and
one in like
vocal
a year,
cords
and it's, I'm
ringing
starting to
through
get the
your ears.
itch for one.
Dude,
But it
put a
has to be
scope on that, dude.
semi-automatic.
Put
Dude,
a
it just
fucking
needs to be
scope on.
semi.
Let's put another one out for like 3Gs or something.
Put a
So,
sniper scope on. Now you got the
Yeah,
white
well.
feather edition.
And now they're talking about guns. So that's where
Where
this
has
all,
the
I'm
US
still
this all
jealous
comes
when
down
my
to.
friend
It's
told
basically
the,
guns.
what is it, the MCX or
So
whatever that's
again,
called?
police state, military state, whatever.
Or is the process still
that's all
ongoing?
this what this comes down to.
For what?
I watched a video from who was it? I
Just
think Brent
Gabe
Herrera
is
or something.
an antagonist,
The-
and
for the
he's
new
basically
rifle there.
just
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
here,
it's
I
a
can get
ransom,
these
the new
guys
rifle
to
that
talk
US
about
Army's going
guns.
to adopt.
Here they
These
are.
MCX
guns.
or what that's
A
called.
277 Fury. It's a 6.8.
They're gonna
bullet
talk
head
about guns.
mounted
Like,
on a 308.
they don't just know like, oh yeah,
casing.
guns. They know
And
everything
it comes with
about
308
guns.
fucking
So
powder.
what are
It's
they?
a badass bullet.
Who just knows about guns and shooting guns?
So
You don't-
already,
if you
I
hunt
don't know.
deer, you don't know
Is that already adopted?
that.
Because the
What do
latest
you know
videos from
about?
the
Like, you know, it's just
from the Marines.
it's like it's how
that
you
got
identify
deployed to- by the way, that looks
these
so
state
big.
actors. I guess
The Marines
if you wanna
get
do that,
they don't
talk
get the
about
new stuff.
guns.
They get old stuff.
Listen,
It-
they
it's-
all need equipped every person in the military, okay, with a AR-10 converted to shoot 50 cal BMG. Okay, it would solve every problem. Okay,
Actually,
'Cause when have
338
you
Lapua
not-
would work.
Listen, 50 cal BMG. Listen, if they miss, the shockwave will still kill them. Okay, that's my thinking. Okay, so like takes away the factor of them having to worry about them being off with aiming and like, come on, like
The
50 cal
military
BMG,
is no longer fought.
And if you give them the
military
automatic
battles are
fucking
not
saw
fought
edition of that, all
on
they
the
have to do
ground
is just aim
anymore.
at a
You
door,
carpet
dude, and
bomb
have
the
a
area and
50
you
cal
move in
machine
with a
gun aimed at
tank
the
and
door.
I mean,
Humvees
you can
and
get 50
whatnot,
cal
and then
BMG
you.
conversion kits for AR-15.
I mean, I don't know.
Where I live, you have to register them as a
There's
second
no
gun.
blitzkrieg
so
going
that
on
could be
anymore
fun.
inside of
Yeah,
the.
you just have like
there's
two
this
guns in
pesky
one.
little
Inside
thing
of the
called
world.
the Geneva Convention. Maybe you've heard of it.
Yeah,
no,
you
Geneva
can't shoot
suggestion?
people with a
There's-
50 cal
All right, so
equipment.
that's the thing.
Do I need to get
want
somebody in
people-
here who can tell you different because he has?
All right, so what we're gonna sign off is right now. All right, so the last World War was 100 years ago. About 100 years ago. Since then, we have moved on, and we have created the nuke. We've been building nukes. 10 other countries, I think, or so, have also created nukes. So everyone has nukes. So every side that can possibly happen, we have this nuclear politics game, war game going on about, okay, I can nuke you, you can nuke me, and then boom, it's over. And then it's like, okay, so how many nukes does everybody have? So right now we're kind of playing that demilitarization game where it's basically everybody has that trump card now. They're like, I'm going to fucking nuke you. I'm going to nuke you. If war breaks out, I'm going to fucking nuke you. If I start losing, I'm going to fucking nuke you. You start getting too into it, I'm going to fucking nuke you. And I mean, so that it's basically like who's gonna throw the nuke, who's gonna throw the nuke, and so a lot of this is not. And then on top of that, they've been stockpiling, so there isn't a need to send people on foot and stuff like that. It's kind of like this. You can play carpet bombing, drones and stuff like that, and just carpet bomb an area and just harass. Like these cities are tanked up. I don't know too much about like global war because I am not in the military, but I mean, if we're looking at Israel, they have that Iron Dome. You can't harass them. You're gonna have to spend most of your arms getting rid of their Iron Dome or doing, like very guerrilla warfare type, basically like genius stuff like that, and throwing out stuff and blah 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 to get that guerrilla warfare type droning and stuff like that to break their anti-air system. And if you get in there, they're gonna run shit down your block, and that's what they did. They cut it off. It was like this. They just segmented Gaza off and said, okay, try something again. All right, you send more. All right, we're moving in. Every time they launch a missile, they squish them. That's what they do. And then they have them online, and they're doing all this and blah, blah, blah. So what we're seeing play out in real time is it's an arms check. We're watching these countries just kind of check each other. It's like a game in poker. It's everyone's got their starting chips. We all got 1,000 chips, or at least the players that are at the table are playing. And I don't know. It's not even like 1,000 chips. It's like we're basically like we got the big boys high rollers table. Everyone's got 100,000, and the starting was 1,000. And then there's some people playing with lesser stuff, but they come into the big boys table. Someone shows up, and then they go, "Hey, I want to play big. Okay, I raise you." And this guy goes, "Okay, you want to raise me? Guess what? I'm all in. Go." And they just go, "All right, I'm waiting. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. I raised you. You're all in. What are you gonna do? Do you want to throw it all in, or do you want to give me your $100?" So then they go, "Okay, I guess no, I don't want to do that." But they don't know. These people don't actually. Those people with the small stacks don't actually know that the people with the huge stacks they're gonna check them like that. They are in their own little propagandized world. They have their spies that have lied and blah blah blah. So I don't know. We've played the spy game and stuff like that. So what your understanding is as a viewer in America or in these different places or on the ground with your Facebook and stuff like that, you are seeing you very truly do, really truly do live in a completely different world than somebody in a different country when it comes to war. You do not understand their perspective. You will never understand their perspective. You do not understand their bias. Some people that are in Arabic speaking countries, they literally cannot read this text that is on the screen right here. They cannot read this stuff. They hear Trump is bad. Look at this. This says this. They don't get it though. They don't get the other 50 million things. They don't get the cultural significance of the song that's playing in the background or anything like that. They just hear Trump is bad. So basically what we're doing right now is Small Stack has a good hand. Iran. And they're like, oh, they have nukes and they're like, okay, I'm checking. Check. We're just letting them check. There's no point in going big on it because what that other guy said, like Geneva Convention and all that, and just optics being at play. You can't just run them out because you can't just slaughter them. You can't because what we're seeing right now is you're seeing it's like, okay, so there's 1 billion Muslims in the world, and guess what? They will all post on the internet genocide. They're gonna pay this person to say genocide, and these stupid lib bitches that need some cocaine or heroin or something or blah 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 or just need to fucking eat because they work at McDonald's and they sell pussy and they don't want to sell pussy because they're trying to get away from that and blah blah blah. They're doing their random ass shit. They're like, oh yeah, I'll say that it's a genocide. I believe that it's a genocide already. So I will totally take to the stand with my 7,000 followers on TikTok and post a video saying that this is some bullshit and Israel's committing a genocide. I have been propagandized by the right wing and this, and so none of this propaganda stuff is completely super effective. Nobody is truly brainwashed unless they are in the upper ranks of the military and stuff like that. Because the true ranking of brainwashing is when you have them by the balls with money. You are their lifeline with that almighty dollar. That is what it all comes down to, everybody, folks. It is the dollar. Money. So if we want to put something at the top of everything, if we want to create the object class in Java, if you will, money is the object class. Everything comes from money. It is money. And then on top of money, so then if we want to, so it's like, okay, so what is money? Money can be abstracted as this. And then it's like, well, what, so, and it's not, so we look at machine learning on top of all this, and that's what people are not seeing. What we are seeing with these people, what they were discussing machine learning and stuff like that, is they're discussing grunt work machine learning. Grunt work stuff. Can we take this one test, DFS it, go straight down here and figure out this off of this? But what they don't understand is they're actually want some more breadth, and that's where they start colliding. And so do you see where we have these collisions? And that's what TikTok has. It is the collisionless algorithm. And so that is what a lot of this, that's where all this comes down to. And again, it all comes down to money. The people at TikTok did not institute, it's like how these people are discussing back and forth about certain stuff that's going on and on and on and on, back and forth, just very interpersonal relationship type of stuff. That's what they're discussing, and they're discussing it from a bottom-up view. TikTok programmers aren't seeing it as a top-down view where I'm creating this collisionless stuff. They got that from somebody else that fed them that information, and they were like, I want this. It would be a good idea to do this. And someone did this. Useful idiots got it done, and they named it this collisionless stuff. And they did some free work, but they thought they were creating entertainment. They think I like TikTok apps. I like watching meme videos, laughing, funny stuff. So at the end of the day, it all comes down to interpersonal relationships, money. That's what we're looking at in societies. How do interpersonal relationships and money drive how we are advancing as a society, or just how society is playing out. And where it is going, we don't know, because we don't have that data to feed into anything. The social media only existed since 2013, 2016, really, when people started picking up. 2000, if we want to be real, 2008 is when it all picked up. That's when it all started. And we didn't have everybody on it. We didn't have this level of talking and people that literally grew up on this type of propaganda and being able to track everything they see, hear, breathe, all five senses. They don't even have all five senses. They don't know what someone smells like and stuff like that. So we aren't at the full final stage of understanding how any of that works, what that last guy was talking about with human body, stuff like that. We don't have any of that. We don't. They might make you think we have that. What we go back into is fear-mongering. That's not fear-mongering. That's just your own interpersonal relationship and getting scared and you being afraid of what you don't know. And that's what we have people going on and on and on, is a lot of people are afraid of what they don't know, and they don't even know how to figure out what they don't know. So that's what we had going on today. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you got something out of this, or just kind of had your eyes open up a little bit. It was just a quick hour. We got to experience what people were talking about in a little bit. I did open up and just kind of wanted to make my point known that I am not siding with these people today, because the conservatives got fucking played. But they brought up what the goal was for the play. One of the goals, probably for what it is in 2025 and where this is going, who knows. But we see how that's going. I had a chatter today and stuff like that. Elon Roblox. So we're seeing people today, just I hope we tuned in. We see what I'm kind of talking about today. Hi, chatter. Nice. Thanks for tuning in. But so we kind of saw how just this interpersonal dynamic plays out. We got some up-to-date news on what the Republicans are really thinking on the floor. These are people that eat, live, breathe, whatever, this type of stuff. And that's just kind of where we're at. We got an update for 1/29/2025. We saw this interpersonal relationship play out, while we have the biggest things in the news are we have the Israel ceasefire, we had the Russia and Ukraine going on, we had the Stargate stuff, we got some guns type of stuff. We also started talking about the forest fires, or the fires in Los Angeles. There was a lot of discourse about immigration. And then they also we got kind of into we understood how the basic conversation plays out at a bar about machine learning, and this conversation was only saved by one guy having a little